Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah Wanyama. This is where we keep it real, simple and savvy. We talk all matters finance. We talk about faith, we talk about fun, and everything in between. So it's been a while, but I am back. A couple of weeks. Missed you guys, but we are back. We are back to learning. And before we go forward, please subscribe down below. Hit that subscribe button. Put on your notification bell so that you can be able to know when I upload a video. Today we want to talk about sinking funds. What is a sinking fund? Why do I need a sinking fund? How do I do it if I want to subscribe to that thought? So, a sinking fund is a fund set aside by yourself, yours truly, to be able to meet expected expenses. Yes, expected expenses. Things that you are expecting over a year or in the next 2 years or 3 years. You want to maybe get married, do a wedding, maybe buy a car, maybe buy a house. You're expecting a baby. That's an expected expense and you need to budget for it. Now, this is what happens. When the year begins, we get vision boards. We have vision boards and we have these goals, but at times they look so big to achieve because the financial implications maybe are so huge, but we do not know how to be able to set small goals to meet them. So one of the small goals you can set is having a sinking fund. You want to go to Bangkok. How do you start by that? Having a budget for it, knowing what amount you will need to have to be able to do that. So if the amount is 300,000 for example, how do I get that? You can now set up a sinking fund to work towards that budget. And then how does it operate? You set aside small amounts of money every month to go to your sinking fund to be able to meet that goal. So that's all. It's a sinking fund. A sinking fund is a fund set by yours truly to meet expected expenses that you are expecting to incur. There is a very big difference between a savings account and an account that you set it for a sinking fund, because a saving account is for building wealth, but a sinking fund, as we have said, is for expected expenses that you think you will incur. Then you will ask me, Sarah, what's the sake of a sinking fund? What is it for? What's the difference between a sinking fund and an emergency fund? Yes, we have talked about an emergency fund. An emergency fund is for emergencies, things you did not expect. Maybe your car needs an emergency. It requires, all of a sudden it has broken down and you did not expect. That one you can chip into your emergency fund. But if you wanted new tires, you knew you wanted new tires for your car, so that's it's something that can go to your sinking fund. Yes, you can see a wedding is not an emergency, my sis. A wedding is something that you had foreseen, so that goes into a sinking fund. So a sinking fund, just the same as an emergency fund, look for an account that is high yielding so that when you put your money, it does not lose value, but you can gain something. So you can look at also a money market fund so that you can be able to build up your sinking fund. Then you want to put your sinking fund where you will not be tempted to dip into. So maybe you're saving up for a car and maybe you are walking around the streets of Nairobi and you see a fancy outfit and you want to buy. Trust me, if you're saving your sinking fund in your insurance, you will definitely dip in. So we want somewhere you can be able to put your money and not being tempted to dip in. So that's what a sinking fund is all about. Then another thing that I want us to remember is that you need to budget for it. You need to put it in the budget. There are things that you do not forget to put it into your sinking fund. That is your saving money that you're saving for, money that is going to your savings account, money that is going for your emergency fund, and money that is going to your sinking fund. Because if you do not budget for this, you will forget. And we want to look at the whole your financial status with all these things. So do not forget to put your sinking fund in your budget. As you put things that you are looking forward to use for your money, as you put aside money for going out that month, for paying rent, also put money that goes into your sinking fund. Another question that many people ask is, can you have different accounts for your different financial goals? So maybe this year my financial goal is, number 1, traveling to Bangkok. Number 2, I want to buy a car. Number 3, I want to have my wedding. So these 3 are financial goals that have financial implications. If you have the same sinking fund for all of them, it may be confusing. So you can go to your bank and have, or where you set your money and save for each. So you will categorize, this is money for my wedding, this is money for my vacation, this is money for my car. Then look at the time frame to meet that, and the amount that is needed within that time. So probably I want to buy the car in the next 3 years, and it will cost me 4 million. I work backwards and I divide it with 3 years and a month. Then the amount that I'll get is what I'll be contributing every month, the same as the other financial goals. So you can name them, so that when money gets into your checking account, you will call your banker and tell them to divide your money. You have a standing order to divide your money to the different accounts that are your sinking fund. So that is what a sinking fund is simply is. Do not complicate it. It is fund that is there to stand in for your expenses, expected expenses. Then how do I contribute it for it? Every month it is budgeted for, it's in my budget, and I contribute into that account every month. And that and how do I get to that amount? That amount, I look at my financial goal and the amount that it needs to fund that financial goal, then work backwards so that I can get the money every month. So if you do not have a financial if you do not have a sinking fund, then I would advise you to have one, because a sinking fund organizes your finances. What we are doing in this place is making it simple. We want to have our finances simple. We want it to be real. We want to be savvy people. So real, simple and savvy calls us to have sinking funds. Do not complicate it. Do not be, what is that? It's simple. Expected expenses, and account for it, and work makes it simple to be able, rather than chucking the whole amount at that time. So till next time, do not forget to subscribe. Tell me if you have a sinking fund, how the experience has been. Where do you put that money, and how has it been so far? Let's engage down there. Also, let's engage on my socials: Instagram, Sarah Wanyama; Facebook, Sarah Wanyama; Twitter, Sarah Wanyama. Till next time, do not forget that I love you so real. Remember to keep it real, simple and savvy. Bye.